Here it is, the final 11th year quiz, The Train to Christmas Town. It's written by Peggy Ellis and illustrated by Jeffrey Lee. This will be fun. And the final 18, not 20 other, but no, never mind. Oh, we got for 9p. This will be fun anyway. Train to Christmas Town. Janice loved riding the train to Christmas Town. Every day, but she went for a poor trailer with a little brother Paul, her grandmother Joyce, and a small backpack full of surprises. In the bag, she knew there would be something to eat, something to drink, something to keep warm. At least one surprise she'd never even imagined. Hey. Yeah, as the train in the station, as the train sat the station, Jazz pictured that each stop it would make. She thought of all the friends she would get on. All the friends she would get on, all the little animals who would watch it race around across the valley and into the mountains. She knew the magic Christmas Tower was about to begin, just like always. This definitely a fun one. But tonight was a little different. Girl wasn't here this year. A few weeks ago, she fallen down the dread steps and now she was recovering a place that just couldn't even visit. As she thought about riding the train, well, Grandma Janet saw a tear roll down her face, but Mother Diana explained that Janet and Paul old enough to make the trip to Christmas Town alone. It was sad, but a little sad to be due Grandma. If our girl could be here, I wouldn't be so scared, thought Jazz. She showed her bag and took out the sweater that drawer and knitted her fur, and wrapped herself in it for comfort. Then she decided to look deeper inside her bag and see what Missy was surprised would be. Like crayons or a card game. Maybe a bag of candy. One year she got on a stuffed polar bear that looked like just her friend Bumblebee. Right at the top she found the water bowl that Dad had given her for her birthday last year. She took a sip. And felt a little braver. Got to what happens next. Just now the train was pulling out of the station, a gentle rocking motion and a hum always on the track were already working the magic. They were so relaxed and beginning to smile at everyone around her. Before she knew it, the conductor had announced that the first time Jazz watched the children board in the train with their families. So at your grandma, could I say she punched Jane's ticket? Sorry about your grandma, young lady, the conductor called, said he punched Jazz's ticket. I heard you had an accident. Before she looked for a surprise, Jazz decided to check on Paul. He was snubbing the top of a dome car with her friend Mark, and they were already drinking hot chocolate and talking to a two of the mice who had gone on the first stop. You have an idea? No, alright there. Paul grinned at Jazz, and his sparkling eyes told her they was going to be alright. Yeah, no need to fall over it. We've got a story to read. Bobble and Squeak, the two little grey field mice who rode the train with Paul every Christmas, were telling him all about the trouble they had with the farmer's new cat this fall. There were plenty of the little kernels of corn to the mouse family, but that cat was making it harder and harder to get to the food. Hey. Jazz smiled at Bob and Squeak and looked up at the overhead luggage trucks. Everybody was hide up there yet. There was always a few small other owls who understand that the Christmas tree was a safe place for every creature. Maybe she looked in her bag to see if there might be something she could share with them to make them a little less nervous. She opened her bag again and took out the gingerbread boy that Baba baked yesterday. The day before, she carefully broke it into a small piece and left it for the further bird. I love gingerbread man. Especially on Christmas, of course. Just in that moment, Jazz felt the train slowly come to a stop at the next station. She now looked outside to know that the frozen pod would be simmering on the other side of her window. Oh, squirrels. But of course, she looked anyway, and she did her friend Warbash came to carry on the train. Oh, my frozen tailbrush, said the squirrel. Squirrels are lovely, aren't they? It's so good to see you. I wasn't sure the show was coming this year. And so good, Cora. Do you remember what year where this time did it come? The Greek Bowl? It would seem like Christmas was out to ride on this train. Something never changed, said Squeak. I was lucky. Hey, but things had changed this year. At least for Jazz, no one knew how scary she was riding the Hungry Trail Girl. What girl never got to ride on the train again? What if her legs don't get healed? She can't even walk anymore. Janice clutched her little bag tight and decided it was time to look inside for a surprise. According to his ears, it's going to be great, that's for sure. Hello, it's the little boy who just boarded. My name is Charlie. I've never ridden this train before. Is this your first time? Are you having fun? I am Janice. I am just put her bag and made room for the little boy. She thought I say something. Forget how low she'd been feeling. Yeah. As the new passengers boarded, they were offered hot chocolate and ginger cookies. Everyone said the rest to chase us off. What's more, courier talking to the bothered to make her feel much better again. That's a relief. It was long before conductor does stop 3. Snowfoot. Coming to Snowfoot, next stop Snowfoot. When woman just could see a brief flash of white flowers there with a gust of cold wind in came poor Bess, so she didn't see the possible way he could fit through the door to the train. Bumblebee. Merry Christmas, what's a Bumblebee? I'm so glad to see her. Jace's heart warmed as he put two large paws around her. But where's your grandma, Jace? He asked Jace. The lady, he asked. As Jace explained that why Gara couldn't be there this year, she felt her smile disappear. Why does everyone have to speak you out of Gara? She said to me, it's time to look for that surprise. He said, I'm sorry to have made you sad to Bobby as he gave her another big bag. But you've had some great trips with her, haven't you? She's no next to him in the bug, digs down seats, the bug digs down seats, shaping out to roll ahead. Once the train started moving again. This, and things always seem bare. Get ready now. She picked up her bag and started to look inside, but just at that moment, a large candy cane appeared. The elves were here. Happy Christmas to you, they said together. As she looked up, I wonder what to see this year, but we were afraid we'd make it. And just also the work they've been doing, get ready for Christmas, just began to feel bad. But again, when I was about to go out, now this is the time. I would need to see what's in my bag. I need to see what's in my bag. It will help me to stop thinking about Grandma. But before she could open the bag, the conductor announced that the story over here. Jazz could help smiling when she remembered all the times she visited her grandfather when he worked there. She looked out of her window and thought of the little calico cat that always lived at the depot. In the summertime, she watched the train. Beside the door, but all this time of the year he was always around. Lovely. As she pushed his board the train, she thought she knew a streak of brown white raced past. Yes, a few seconds left here would be those around the kids. So good to see you, Jazz. It's back in the train, isn't it? Merry Christmas. When the train started Christmas church, Jazz watched. So a few more elves would go aboard the train. Good. He's coming to our pole, so beside Jade like always. So I always thought she watched Santa make his way through the train. But when the train speeded down to the tracks towards home, Jazz went over her bag, and she was surprised when she looked out the window and saw the lights of her town come to an end. I went back before we get home, she thought. But what's next? So Jazz opened her bag just as the train pulled into the station. I'm going to see what happens next. In her bag, Jazz had a small book full of pictures of all the trips she'd taken with all the kids' trip with Grandma. The bag of the book was several black paper with a note that said, "These pay off of a day's trip and all the trips to come. Love, Grandma. You can count on me." Well, this is a happy ending after all, wasn't it? Well, I'll leave anyway. Yeah, for less questions about Ace than ever.